There we go. Here we go. There's a little down. Gotta make sure. What are you doing? What are you yelling? Yeah? Left? Come on. Make up your mind, buddy. Believe in you. No thoughts in that brain. The boy has no brain. I forgot to do this. I have to put my head exactly where I need it. What? He's been very fussy recently. I have no idea why either, but hopefully he'll calm down soon. He's been very uppity. I don't know why. Why? Well, I think I should be good. Ready to go. We're back to it. Today we're probably just going to focus on a lot of tweens. Just gonna focus on tweens. Right now, that's what I want. Is I want her to be about there. And we'll focus on whatever happens after that. But for now, we're gonna focus on tweening this, because why not? So welcome to the because guys, I've learned something. Animation is silly. It's kind of like sculpture that doesn't hold still. So welcome to the stream, everyone. I'm your host, MCCanary. We're gonna do some tweens. We're gonna try to do some tweens. We're gonna get us down to twos, and then we'll go from there. It does make me wonder. Every now and then, I'm like, I wonder if I could be working on threes, but I have no idea, honestly, like how good. If I want something smooth, I feel like I have to get down to twos, is what I've learned. With very rare cases in which threes are sufficient. I do wonder if like certain motions work better on threes, but then like really discrete motions work better on twos. So, but that I just have no idea. That I have no idea. Thought there was a way. I want to add a blank keyframe. There we go. Hopefully this is charged. And I think this will be nice because what I need to do. Ooh, this will be interesting. What I need to be able to do. Hmm. All right. Yeah. I know where to start with this. Biggest thing is that the things that are changing are probably the shoulders, and they're probably shifting. Can't even see that other shoulder. Anyways, it's going to start with this. It's the biggest thing that I have to figure out, I think. Why are you such a fussy brat? What? What, buddy? What? He won't let me just be. He's been really fussy for the last week. I don't know what he's doing. Like, really wants my attention. Oh, for what? He just wants to scream. He just wants to scream. Be frank, to be fair, he does just want to scream. Seemingly. Favorite thing to do. And hopefully today we'll get our first The goal today is to get our first actual part of the animation done. That is the goal for today, is to get the first part of the animation done. I'm going to do... I need that to be brighter. See it. That to be... There we go. That's so weird. I wonder what dictates that. I don't actually... This to be... illustrate out a little. I don't need to do the whole thing, I think. I have some limitations here that I'm like, I don't think I need to do all of it, but let's see. You've... What? Oh, it doesn't matter. You're not going to see that shoulder, so we don't have to worry about that shoulder. Really, I only needed enough. Yeah, like about this much. I have to remember that it's in between the blue and the green. So, honestly, actually, yeah, no, I don't need to draw anything past the line. My bad. For some reason, I thought I did. I don't know why. I actually only have to draw out to there. And that makes sense. Now I know what I'm doing. I do that. I think we'll just... a little bit of bounce. Just a little bit of bounce in the hair. Just a little bit of bounce. Gotta add it somewhere. Hello? Tomato, ja ja ja. What are you, Mexican? Hello, Silos. Silos! Guess what? This is it. Silos, this is for you, actually. You're the one who made me do this. Hey, can this count for your... Can this count for your free, redeem? Because this is for that. It is for that. No! Well, I'll draw whatever porn you want me to. Here, if you want me to draw porn, I won't be able to stream it. There you go. If you want me to be able to stream it, it better not be porn. Just saying. And it would be easier for me. If you didn't. But you know me. I can. And obviously nothing that would get me in trouble. So obviously if it is, no kids. No kids! Obviously. Say, of like a bit up there. There. So I want it to have some bounce. I want to show that, hair, right? Hair has actually bounciness to it. What I need to do now, so we need to Alt-O. Missing. If anything. The biggest thing I want to be better about with my animation over time is like, I do want to. I had this thought and I was like, it's probably too late specifically for this part, but at some point I want to get better at doing my sketch frames, where I do my sketch frames until I have it the way that I want, and then I just have a cleanup phase. That also might be the goal. I see a lot of people do stuff like that, so I'm like, probably be doing it too, now shouldn't I? Here's what we're gonna do. Hey, me, whole thing. There we go. There we go. Really? A little bit more like right there-ish. Yep, perfect. You're not gonna make me draw porn, especially not that kind of porn. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, I want to maintain. Trust me, I'm not against it. If anything, I'm like, I just haven't had the time. I haven't had the time because in order for me to draw porn means I have to find time that I'm not live and not working something else. I don't have time to draw porn. It's certainly like it's not that I can't do it at all. I just don't have the time. I think is a privileged problem. He doesn't have time to draw pornography. Right, I don't. Okay, here we go. Writer. That's so interesting how that works, but it does make it easier to do this kind of thing that I'm doing. Also, thank God to Animate for having this kind of functionality, honestly. Also, for whatever reason, however it works for my brain, I do have an easier time drawing something that's in place that shows that it's moving before drawing something that's moving on screen. Because that's the goal. Is I'm gonna have her walking on screen. But definitely today we will have an animation. And then I think the way that the process will go is we'll switch between series of animations, series of test sketches, and we'll just kind of step by step through that instead of and just kind of like process it. So I do think this will be a while. I don't think this will be a fast thing. I think it will take some time, but I think it'll come out really good. I started this last time you didn't get to see. Gotcha. And I do think this is still gonna be a while. I honestly like I'll be focusing on this at least once every week, and then when I have at least one video that I want to finish, that as soon as I'm done with that video, I would like to then take up side time to like work on this. So like I won't be documenting every single step of this. I will be working on this off stream if I can, because otherwise it would take me like half a year to do this, and I don't necessarily want to take 6 months. I could see this maybe becoming a 3-month project, but I definitely don't want it to be if I can avoid it. I want it to be done as. I don't want to use the term as quickly as possible. That's not what I want either. I want it to be done. I want to show that I'm working consistently. There, put it that way. I want to ensure that I'm working consistently on it. Yes, especially animation. It's almost like it takes a lot of drawings to make an animation. It's almost like it's a bunch of drawings that you have to do. And to be fair, I'm like, taking this on knowing it's going to be a long project. It's going to be a long project. It's not going to be fast. And I mean, I got the idea just like from being like, I want this to be something special, and what would be the best way to make something special to like kind of like showcase, hey, this is where I'm at. This is what I am going to be focusing on moving forward with anything that I do. Hydrate, man. Oh hell. Oh no. Creeper, you just gave me an idea. What if I update Hydrate Man to walk on screen? Oh, fuck. Hi, Creeper. That might be something. That might be something. Shit. This is a test. The thing that I'm scared of is this won't work. I'm going to do everything in my power to make it work, but I'm worried that it won't work because of the limitations of the idea that I have. I have a feeling that GIFs are not meant to do. GIFs on Twitch specifically are not meant to do what I'm going to try to make GIFs do. And I'm so nervous about that. But I still want to try it, see if I can get it to work. Oftentimes, I find stuff like that is just a matter of finding a way to make it work. A couple things I have in mind to have to research when I do this is I might have to look into like some SES. I might have to learn how to finally manipulate some of the SES because the way that I would think it is supposed to work is that when it plays a GIF, it always plays a GIF at the start, and it doesn't cache where a GIF left off, and it doesn't start a GIF randomly inside of its loop. But if it does start it randomly inside of its loop, that means programmatically speaking, I should be able to find a way to make it start at a specific time. There has to be a way. So the goal is going to be, I'm probably going to have to program Twitch. I'm going to have to program Twitch alerts to do HTML-wise what I want it to do, which will be a fucking headache. It'll be a headache. And I know it'll be a headache. It's going to probably be the hardest part of this project is having to actually get it to work. It's the part that kind of stresses me out the most. I anticipate it to not play nicely. I anticipate it to not play nicely. It. What that for? The heck? You know, that line was actually bugging me. So I do anticipate that to be a bit of a hurdle for me to overcome is making sure that it actually does work. Because I don't know if it will. I don't actually know. Hypothesis tells me it should. Hypothesis tells me it should work some way, shape, or form. There must be a way to make it work. Because thinking about how programs interact with each other, it wouldn't make sense to me for them to operate that way, if that makes sense. Oh, that's enough, because all I need to do now all I need to do is push it over to the right. Should just be able to put it like right about here. Select. What? Deselect. I deselect. What I want to do. Stop it. Stop selecting. Stop it. I'm trying to look at something, damn it. Might need to go up a little bit. Like this. This frame should might need to go up. Actually, ah, shit. Make her go up, like just slightly, right? Make her go up just slightly. Sorry, I had thoughts. Up a little bit more. Yes. Go up a little bit. Essentially, I just need to alternate it. Maybe? I don't want it to alternate too fast is the thing. The thing that I'm worried about is that it will alternate too fast. And that's not necessarily what I want either. Ah. Yeah, that's too fast. What? Oh. Oh. He's so noisy. I don't even know why. No, go, 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 go. Try that. Down a little bit. Yeah, that makes more sense. I think you're taking a step. Take a step. So, animation is a little bit like sculpting. You have to kind of like push things where you need them to be, at least in my experience. Yeah. Should take a step. One step. Hey, we're making progress. And this is kind of the nice this is the nice thing about animation, I think, is like when you get into a groove, you just kind of like are you have constant reference for something. You have a constant reference for something. You don't have to like constantly be like thinking, thinking, thinking. You can like work off of something. You don't have to you don't have to like work from scratch for every part of an animation because you have a reference of where the animation is coming from and where the animation is going, no matter what part of the animation you're at. The only part of the animation that you don't have that is when you're just starting. After that, you always have a frame of reference of where it's coming from and where it's going. And when you have that frame of reference, you can make much more consistent decisions. I think is what I kind of enjoy about animation is that so much of it can just be like doing the same thing over and over again. But because of the way that animation works, I don't feel like I'm doing something monotonous. And I'm not doing it without direction. Probably would be really good at tweening, like just in general. Like, just make me the tweener. I'd probably do it all day. And what's more important is that I'm making it move. I'm making her shoulders move, making it clear that there's motion there. One of the things I have to really fight myself on is actually fixing things. That's something that can be a problem. Is I'm like, oh, I kind of made a mistake there. Actually, it's more important to keep the design consistent because quality changes will ripple out. I've noticed. Like, sure, I drew better, but now it makes the frames that look bad look worse. What I need to do is keep a consistent quality, regardless of how the quality can be shifted or improved. Now we have to billow it out. I made a mistake. Oh, geez, I made a mistake. I mean, that's how I had to learn, though. I had to be like, geez, put that in the wrong spot. Because technically, if this is the downward motion, then I need to go back to those other ones and change. Because they're actually upward motion. Upward motion doesn't have the billowing out. Upward motion has extension. Moving up, you extend out the hair because because momentum is wanting to keep them behind. And then they settle at the top. They spring maybe up a little bit, and then as you go down, they billow back down. That's how it works. Here we go. Perfect. And then really, yeah, no, I probably just need to do about like here-ish, but I will need at least do some the ponytail. Draw that. Draw that. There we go. I think I'm missing. Am I missing any details? I'm missing her neck. There we go, and I'm missing her hair. I also have some plans on the next couple drawing streams. I have an idea of what I can do, and it will actually be nice because it will implement something that I've been working on anyways. So, it'll be good because I kind of need to do it. Um, and it will get me ready for something that's going to be coming up here pretty soon by the end of the month. I will not be streaming near the end of the month because I will not be in town. So stay posted for that. I'll give more details as we get closer and as I start what I'm going to be doing next. Because as far as I can tell, I've been given permission that I can start doing that. I'm like, okay. So I just want to nail out some details on my plan before I decide to be like, okay, we're doing it. It does mean I have a very limited amount of time, but it also means that I'm going to be doing actually a lot of work drawing on stream, which will be really nice. Want to make sure I get some odds and ends worked out before I decide to that. There we go. That works really well, and then this will actually probably stay. Maybe a little bit of a decline, maybe? We'll see. What more? Yeah. Still swear there was a button for inserting a... Oh, wait, here. Yeah, they condensed it. That's why. Gotcha. It was like, I swore they had a thing for that. They do. They do. Do that. February is going to be an interesting month for me. I'm going to try to survive it. I'll put it that way because boy, oh boy, February is going to be some shit. February is going to be some shit. If I can survive February and get to March, big things will be happening. Hope. That's the goal, though. That's the goal. Make it to March. Ugh. You have no idea how much it irritates me that that's a genuine, like, as much as I'm like, what a funny thing to say. Just a lot of stuff. Just a lot of stuff going on, man. Uh-oh. I forgot my eyebrows again. Keep forgetting my ding-dang eyebrows. Not good for me. Keep forgetting to add the eyebrows. What? What? You know you can't go up there if you decide you can go back there. Go on. Oh, you don't want to go back there if I try to... Why? You just want my attention, huh? What? Oh. You're the biggest baby, you know that? Hold on, it's cat time. Hold on, needy cat time. Oh. Calm down, buddy. Okay. There. Go back there. Can't jump up. Can't jump up. No jumping up. What? What? Hey, you want lap time? You can have lap time. Here's lap time. Ugh. What? I have a cat now. Cat's here now. He ain't going away. He lives here now. Nope, that's the save button. That's the end. Ah, why would it do that? I still don't understand why that happens in Animate sometimes. It just gets rid of my work. It's a weird loading thing. I don't know what it is. But a slight change there. Oh. Oh. Sucking out his brains. I do have the neediest creature on the planet, though. It's always so funny, too. He's like, I need you. And I'm like, you can literally just sit in my lap, buddy. I'm not even gonna be mad. And he always acts like, you never let me get close. And I'm like, that's not true. What are you doing? That's my pen. You're not my pen. Push his face. Come on, bud. Seriously. You do that. What? What? You've been such a pest. Gets out of my lap, immediately goes someplace he's not supposed to. I don't even think I would mind him up there so much if I just knew. If I just knew he wasn't going to immediately try to get behind my computer. Or get on my computer. But I know he is. I can't do it, bud. A JoJo character. It's not intentional. I think it's the sharp features I give a lot of my characters. Part of it is I'm not necessarily going for harsh JoJo look necessarily. Um, but I get what you mean. We'll do that. Do that. The boy has calmed down, I think. I love you, buddy. Couch Goblin has filled out a little bit, I think, which is good. Needed to. Boy was being a menace. I'm missing a lot of details. Didn't realize I was missing so many details. It's the faded out gray line. What gray line? Oh, that's the onion skin. Don't worry about that. That has nothing to do with her design, then. That has everything to do with her being an animation. Let's see. Oh. Oh no, I forgot both of her eyebrows. Jesus. I can't believe I forget both eyebrows. Good, because really, we have to remember is what I need to be focused on. Pause this. Need to keep that in mind. That this is just the corner. You're not going to see that. So what you're really going to see is this. Yeah. Yeah. Gotta love animation. What's the gray blinky early on? It's, for some reason, I can't get it to deselect. It's wanting to select the frame. So I need it to stop doing that, honestly. Yeah, for some reason it wants to select the frame. I think it's because I was moving something, and it wants to keep the frame selected. Otherwise, I have no idea. There. And then I can move some stuff around. Like, for example, if we want to, that. You up a little bit. That, maybe? And then same thing, I just need to... Oh no, now it I don't know. Sometimes it just selects things. Yeah! I've forgotten eyebrow. I've forgotten eyebrow. I forgot to draw an eyebrow. You don't notice it until it's suddenly missing. Like this frame. Suddenly I'm just like, where did my eyebrows go? Ugh. Suddenly when you don't have eyebrows, it just looks weird. It's like, where did they go? What happened to them? It's heinous. My eyebrows are blinking. Yes. I'm fixing it. I'm fixing it. I know. I know, you know, I just... Here we go. Seven. Now, we're actually in full body, so... Oops. By that I mean, like, we just have completely finished the cycle of moving our body onto screen. And you're probably wondering, why don't you just tween this? Here's the thing. I have come to learn in all of my time doing tweening, motion, tween motion and everything like that, when it comes to hand animation, tweening is obvious and it looks wrong. Tweening looks wrong. I can't explain it. It just does not look right when you just tween something. As much as I did, and motion tweening can work. You can utilize motion tweening correctly. However, at the moment for me, the motion tweening that I can that is very limited. I can very limitedly use motion tweening. I think that the last couple times I've tried to motion tween something, it just looked unnatural. It was too fluid. There we go. Uh-oh. B. Forgot something. I know what I forgot. I forgot to add that bit. It's just something that looks much better if you just naturally kind of have slight variations in each frame and you draw them frame by frame. I don't know why. I've yet to find a way to do frame by frame animation that allows you to just cheat a frame. And that's not saying that you can't. That's my point is I haven't found a way that I've been happy with. So until I can find a way that I can, I will just have to redraw frames. And I think that'll be better for me in the long run because it'll mean like my animation will have an authenticity to it that is preserved by the fact that I'm just like, I tried to cheat a frame and the frame didn't look good. So I'm usually not going to cheat a frame if it's just not going to look good. Why cheat a frame if it's just not going to look good? Granted, I probably could it if I really need to cut on time, I might, but it's really difficult to genuinely cheat a frame, I think. So I gotta remember, if I erase something, I erase it all the way. None of this artifacting bullshit. Can't artifact it. Little bit skinnier. Little bit skinnier. Always gotta squint your eyes sometimes when you draw. It is weird how squinting your eyes can make a big difference on making sure that you get stuff in the right spots. Also, I found out something silly that will make a difference for Gardic Phone, which will be happening tomorrow, unless I have a mental breakdown, but we'll see. That's a joke, I promise. No, I foresee us doing Gardic Phone tomorrow. Um, one of the silly things I found is that Gardic Phone works better on Chrome for some reason. So I get to do the thing that my friends hate, where I open a window of Chrome and a window of Firefox. Why? 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 He's so needy. Let me see how that looks. Yeah, that'll work. Yeah, it'll work. Ah. Go in the corner, but you can't actually get behind the computer, buddy. What is your deal? I've been doing that a lot recently. What? He just wants to bug me, I think. Which, fair enough. That doesn't bother me. It's just the way he goes about doing it. I'm just like, come on, man. You can get my attention. I'm not gonna let you. You have my attention, but it doesn't mean I'm gonna let you. Not suddenly gonna let you. No. Up a little. Now, this Go over here, up a little. It is weird. Hey, buddy. Boy. There we go. Perfect. Then if I move this, that way you don't see things that aren't going to be on screen anyways. Yeah, she's moving. Oh, fuck. I had to fix a frame. I like that she doesn't she doesn't she just looks bored, which is what I'm going for. Is like she's just like, you called me in for this. You called me in for this. This is how you're gonna debut me. This is what you want. Is this what you wanted? Yeah, it is what I wanted. Actually, it is not. All right, I gotta do that first. Isn't helpful. There. Well, that's some pretty good progress, though, for the second stream, honestly. We got this down to 4s, and then we'll probably try to get it down to 2s. Buddy, move this. You can always get in my head. Of course you can. What? You brat. What? Yes. A large portion of this stream is dedicated to kissing my cat on the forehead. Of course it is. Why wouldn't it be? Why would you ever demand anything less of me? Go make dinner. Thanks for joining. I'll probably get to 2s, or I'll try to. I'll get close. I don't know if I'll get all the way to 2s, but we'll see. Well, take it easy. You can lurk. It does help. Just make sure to mute the tab. Always, if you want to properly lurk to make sure that somebody can see, and for whatever reason you want to save on on noise pollution, mute specifically the browser tab, not the stream. Keep the stream unmuted, but mute the browser tab to trick Twitch, because they can't have nice things. In before someday they actually patch that. The day that they patch that, everyone's gonna be like, just let people lurk. Just let people. Not everyone. There are a variety of reasons that are valid for why someone can't have the audio on. So, you don't know? Yeah, I don't think they can either, but who knows, man. And what I wouldn't understand like what the harm even is. Why does it have to be audio? I guess that they're worried about bots, but it's like I don't know. Viewership is viewership sometimes, right? Like I thought big number good. I thought if number go up, that good for everyone, including Twitch. And obviously, like I'm not here defending bots, absolutely not. Just I don't understand the logic of being like no lurking. It makes sense to me. If it's like an anti-bot measure to keep people from abusing the platform, all it does is hurt people who aren't going to be abusing the platform anyways. In my opinion. It means it takes that much more effort for people to actually just watch you when not all of my viewers are going to be people who are guaranteed to have even the audio on. What if they just want to see somebody drawing in the background? I think that's totally valid. Who's to say that there isn't equally as many as much of a justification for people who just want to have something visual going on in the background as much as people who want something audio going on in the background. Another flip side is make sure that the browser's on top, because even if you have audio on but don't have a browser on top, it also doesn't count for a view. Because why? I don't even know how it tracks that. If the browser's not an active window, even if it has audio, it does play an impact on viewership, and that is equally like, what the fuck? What if you just want to hear me ramble about whatever bullshit I'm rambling about? Like, some people listen, some people watch. The fact that a lot of platforms are trying to enforce one or the other is like, not just one or the other, but like enforce very specific viewing practices. It's like, I don't know, people are people. They're gonna watch things however they want. Like, they're not gonna just do it because the platform prefers you do it a certain way. I don't know. There's anything people are good at, and I'm a metric for this, is doing things in ways that aren't intended. The face first, because I'm trying to figure out placement in this, because we've got left, right, down. Yeah, this is going down. Only three, man, it feels like it's been a lot longer. All I know is that I'm definitely, wait, we're at three. Man, I'm a dummy. I was like, man, I gotta go to at least 6 o'clock. How am I gonna get 2.5 to 3 hours? God, I can do math. Ugh. Ugh. It's fine. We good. Even it's almost 5. Eh. Eh. Out. Why'd you do that? Also, people have complained about scratching their X Pen tablets, and I'm just like, again, like, what are you doing? Are you like using it like an etching board? Like, oh, I'm pretty gentle with this. I feel like it does not take like a lot of pressure. It's not like it's a pressure-based media from that perspective, in my opinion. I feel like if you're actually applying too much pressure to a lot of medias, you're probably using that medium wrong. And I think digital art is absolutely in that camp. Then again, I work on a lot of like fine. I work in a lot of fine medium practice, so. What do I know? I don't know nothing. Perfect. Nope. More up. Nope. Right there. That's more like it. This is the line that I need to be more consistent on adding, is the neckline. Not here. My character has a neck, I swear. Wow, that looks really good and smooth, actually. Hey, thanks for following, Samantha. Samantha? Sam. The Samantha Parker. Spider-Man's sister. Spider-Man didn't have a sister. Welcome. Enjoy the show as Canary. That's perfect. That's perfect. That's exactly where I want her to be, too. Oh my god. Hell yeah. That's on fours, too, so I'll do twos. Now I'll work on twos. And then that's probably what we're going to do for today, is we're just going to work on... I'm going to go through my fours, make sure that all my fours are good. Then we'll go to twos. And then I'm going to... My goal is to get done with twos today. And this is just the start. I want to maintain that. This is just the start. This is just the beginning. You know? Sure. Uh, uh, Always. Completely erase it. Make sure nothing is left behind. Because it look weird if I don't. That's better. Somehow the button shrank. I don't know how that happened. That's a weird thing that I still struggle with a little bit, is sometimes being like, how did I draw it different in such a different way that it like shrinks or grows where it shouldn't? Oftentimes it's shrinkage, I think, that I have more of the issue of, in which something shrinks when it shouldn't, rather than when something is too big. I don't think I've run into too many situations where I'm like, how did I make it bigger? No, I don't think I've really run into that much. Good. Thank goodness for that. Perfect. Oh my god, that's so good. That's like perfect. What I might do, because one of the things that I've done here is I actually haven't moved her yet. I think I do like how she like suddenly like is there, so we're gonna have her accelerate into it. Perfect. Perfect. That came out really good. This is coming along really nicely already. I really like how that's working so far. And I want to lean I think I want to lean into the style I have where I'm just like, just leave it what it is. Just leave it what it is. The goal is I am going to color. I am going to color at least like, this, because it's going to be a transparency. There's going to be a transparency over the top of the overlay. It's going to overlay the screen. And it's going to come in the bottom left corner across from me, stage left. Yes, that's stage left. She's going to come in stage left, right? So, and look at me. I might wave at her. I wish I had a wave. That's another thing I might look into, is to start finally adding like my own little animations that I can do. I know there are ways to do that in Character Animator. I don't have macros, so I don't know how I would use them or how I would do them. I would like to have a macro board if I decided to do that, so that way I could just hit it, not worry about it. You know what? You're gonna be a pest. You're gonna be a pest. Doing what? Big bait. I can also tell he's been mad at me recently. He keeps getting mad at me because I keep on being like, "Hey, don't do that." And then he'll be like, "Fine," and then he'll try to beat the shit out of me, and then I'll be like, "Hey, calm down, buddy. Just because you're trying doesn't mean you'll win." Get the fun part of doing twos. Now time to go back and draw twos. I do like drawing twos actually quite a bit. Like I said, the nice thing about tweening, the nice thing about tweening is tweening does not require much more than paying attention to very, very, very minute details. Otherwise, everything else stays the same. Usually, there's not, in my experience, that much of a difference between two frames unless you have a lot of like high speed animation. And usually that is just there's a limitation to animation there. You can't do that. There's a certain point, a threshold, I feel like, where you try to add too much movement into a frame, too much change in motion too quickly, and you lose your ability to follow that movement. It becomes impossible. You just can't do it. What'll be really nice about this is this'll just go. This'll just go. Probably don't even need to do that. In reality, all I need then what we need to do, you nudge you over here. And the good news is that when it comes to tweening this, I've got everything correct. I just got to make sure to be consistent. The biggest thing I need to practice here is how I handle the line widths. The boy is being sassy. Being a sassy gremlin goblin. I might get a blink in there somewhere. If I decide to add a blink, we'll see. That would be something I have to handle later, though. Things I need to make sure to get. That's the same size. Good. Did I? No, I didn't. Trying to keep my line widths much more consistent. Like if I make something a specific line width, I try to keep it that way. And if I'm able to do this, we might try that one animation that I'm like, I bet I could do it better than the. I don't know. The reason why I'm like actually kind of like I don't want to, because I feel bad. I do feel bad. I've been very critical of a piece of animation for a very long time, and yet I'm like, could I really do better? Could I really do better? Probably, but not easily. And I think the only reason why I was ever so critical of it to begin with was because it's just in a piece of media that I really like, right? Like, I really like Gunslinger Girl. I really, really, really do. And I feel like watching the sequel to it just left me kind of like, ugh. Feel like, or watching the little of the sequel that I did of it left me kind of like, eh. It feels like they are missing a lot of what drove me to that original, in which like the animation was just too distracting for me. And part of me wants to try to see if I could try. What would I do to reimagine the Pinocchio versus Shriela fight? I think that's the viewpoint I need to look at it from. It's I'm not fixing it. I'm not fixing it. I can't say for certain that I could fix that scene. But I could say I could at least try to reimagine it in what I think would make it work better. And I can't guarantee that it would be better. I don't think I could. I don't think anyone could guarantee that they would do something better when it comes to stuff like that. But I could at least try. Eyes to be about the same. But that's probably not for a while anyways. Don't worry. Sometimes the best way to learn something is to try to see what somebody else has done and go, what would I do different? What would I do different? If I had to direct the animation for the Pinocchio versus Triella scene, how would I handle it differently? Would it mean it's better? That's probably the way I would approach that kind of situation. Because I would do things differently. I absolutely would. Without question. There we go. The biggest thing I would say, like, design wise, that I would try to make a concerted change, because again, I don't know if it's this way in the graphic novel or in the manga either. And if it is, then I doubly don't like it, because then it just feels like lazy writing on the whole. Is that there's a key moment in the Triella versus Pinocchio fight in which Triella makes a mistake, and this causes her to essentially throw the fight. Now, I think that if I was to redesign that, I've like brought this up a couple times how I would handle that kind of like moment. One of the important things for me in a fight like that, given the context of the show, of the material, to keep tension, is the power dynamic, right? The difference in power dynamic. And the biggest differences are Triella is a lot stronger. She's just a lot stronger. But Pinocchio has much more knowledge. He's much more skilled. He just has more experience. So for me, it shouldn't just be Triella make a mistake, Pinocchio run away, which is what I remembered it happening. I do think it would be better to at least like add some tension or something, and either A, make it clear that it is Pinocchio's ability to exploit a mistake that Triella makes, and not just that she makes a mistake. Essentially, she trips, and I'm just like, okay. Because, like, the whole thing for me with them is, like, they wouldn't just simply trip. Clumsiness can be handled a lot of different ways, and just pure tripping seems too easy. It just seemed like too easy. Like, obviously, it was easier to just probably draw and animate her falling backwards than it was to draw and animate something of an interaction in which her slight loss of balance led to an advantage that Pinocchio could use, which I don't remember being the case. I just remembered being like, okay, I can't keep watching this because it felt lacking in something that really would have made that like kind of engagement work for me. So I think I can think a lot of things. Everybody can think a lot of things, but I think, uh, man, like directorially, uh, I would want to be like, no, if it is important that Triella makes a mistake, it must be made clear that she loses because the mistake she made gave an advantage, not because it just prevented her from winning. There's a difference, in my opinion. Um, Triella's mistake is not important because she just flat out threw. Her mistake is important in that it was just as simple as that kind of mistake to leave her vulnerable enough that she could be overpowered, even though, for all intents and purposes, she shouldn't be. It's kind of the whole, I would even probably draw a little bit of an inspiration from the Cowboy Beep Boop, using somebody's weight against them and momentum against them. If anything, I'd be like, I think it'd be more impressive to have a character who can recognize how physically outclassed they are to try to have to figure out how to utilize their opponent's raw power output as their own advantage. I do think that that is something that would make that more compelling as a like character analysis in an action bit for somebody like Pinocchio. It would work better for him too. Make him a little bit more intimidating, certainly a little bit more competent, that's for certain. I'm just saying I expect a certain level of competency from my sad, emotionally damaged cyborg anime girl. I'm just saying. Like they're literally taught. The original series makes it very clear in a training program that Henrietta makes a mistake and nearly trips, and it's lucky that it was in a training program because uh, Jose's honest. If that happens, she might die. So, like, it's actually important that they don't make mistakes, and it's made clear to them that they really can't make mistakes. So I think it'd be better to try to insinuate that that Triella didn't realize she made that much of a mistake, rather than just having her fall over, clumsy. To me, that's bad writing. Figure out what to do here. Hold on. Actually, what I need to do. I need to figure out how the hair gets to that. Trying to make slight changes to see how it will affect things. That's a project that I've thought about heavily for a really long time. And I still don't know if I'm ever going to actually do it because there's a part of me that's like there is still a little bit uh of that skepticism isn't the right term. The good old confidence, the good old ye old confidence to be able to do something like that. And it's always dangerous to be like, oh, I can do it better. Oh, I know I can do that better. Because the way that I view it now, for a long time I thought that way. I was like, I think I could do that better if I was given the opportunity to do that. I think it's better for me to think, even if I want to improve something, it's not that I think I can do it better. I've kind of like, okay, maybe I shouldn't think that way. I shouldn't think, oh, I can do better. It's more like, oh, I see what they've done. How would I do it different? How would I do it different? Because I would focus on different things. I would maybe add more details or add more things, but I do want to stop thinking like, oh, I can do better. When in reality, I think what I would rather say is, I can do it different. I can do it different in a way that I would like better. But it doesn't mean that thus I'm, you know, X superior, you know? Like, I do think that in a certain sense, even if they did it right or wrong, and I see it and I go, I'd want to do that differently because something about it I don't appreciate or like or have an interest in, but I'd want to see it done differently. I have to remember differently doesn't mean better for me. It just means I would want to see it different. And if I think about it that way, then I can at least get more appreciation in the things that people do and accomplish, regardless of what the capacity of what they have to work with is. Because if I think about it, I'm like, they probably had much more limitations, and what they were able to make is what they were able to make. Fair enough. You know what do I have to say? Like, No project has all the time in the world. No project has all the time in the world. So sometimes just the best you can do is whatever gets made. Sometimes what gets made good, isn't always good, but it is a point to be made that it was still made, right? So, there we go. I don't need to do more than what's on the screen. Always remember that. Do more than what it's actually going to be on the screen. It is a little bit harder to tween when the tween is like specifically of something that's moving along, like isn't in the same spot. It is a little bit harder to tween that, but it's not that much harder, I find. I find it's about the same. And to decide. Oh no, you wouldn't. You wouldn't be able to see that because I would have to. Yeah. Yeah, you can't even really see it on that frame, so. This is going like right here, so you definitely wouldn't see it. You definitely wouldn't see that. See how this looks so far. Oh, that looks so good! Yeah, twos are magic, man. It is insane to me how good twos can look if you really nail them. Like, twos make the difference. Look at how much smoother that looks as soon as I got to twos. As soon as I got to twos, that looks so much better. Like, that looks spectacular, actually. Twos are silly, man. Animation is silly. Animation is silly. I need to add a little bit of a detail to the other collar. The other collar is a little bit stiff. It needs to move too. I like that the collar moves. I like that it moves. It's a detail that I appreciate that I've somehow snuck in there is that the collar bounces as she moves. It's so good. Not there. Not there. Man, like, damn. Really happy with that. Yeah, I'm really happy with how that's coming out. All right. Actually, yeah, that bouncing back up would be good. Have this bounce back a little bit. Might change size like that. Might change that. Changing that. Perfect. Button. Almost forgot the button. Almost forgot the button. Don't forget the button. Ooh, that's good. Perfect. Yep. Another step. So cool though. I there's something hypnotic about seeing the frames kind of like get generated in and fill those spaces. I love seeing that happen. It's so cool to see. Just gotta focus on drawing these parts. Just gotta refocus on drawing these parts. And hey, in a lot of ways, we have an undo button now. Animators didn't have an undo button. Animators didn't have just a blatant undo button for a long time, so I've got the cheat. I've got it easy. Real Disney animators had to do everything by hand. Sounds awful. Honestly, I'm good. Honestly, I'm glad I don't have to do a lot of the same stuff that Disney animators had to do early on in the golden age of animation. That's right, folks. There ain't no good animation no more. There ain't getting made no more. Disney made all the good animation. Nobody allowed to make any good animation no more. Can't tell that this is a bit, then I don't know how to help you. Yeah, why am I even doing this? Disney did it all. Disney made all the good animation already. I don't need to make none. Animation never needs to be done again. Disney already did it right the first time. Disney definitely did all animation correct the first time on the first go. Eyebrows. It's good. That's good. Oh, baby, that's good. Excuse me. Weird. I don't know why I did that. I honestly do not know why I did that. Linger. A little bit more. Maybe like that a little bit. And then I gotta clean up a lot of this stuff. Artifacts. No artifacts. Artifacting is not allowed. Get the button? Can't forget the button. Having places of frames of reference for stuff like that is super, super helpful. And something that like can stay consistently the same size or shape is really helpful for being able to anchor your like brain a little bit when it comes to animation. Anchoring your brain can be pretty important actually. Something like that. Need to keep this closer. This is the hard part for me, is like making sure to keep in mind that I have a really, really good reference that I have to keep in line with, but the actual drawing itself I need to like pay attention to. I don't want it to get too lumpy. I don't want it to get too lumpy. So I'm basing this on the green layer. Means I need to make sure that what I'm drawing is something that happens before the green layer. God, I love the... I need to play this fucking game. The Valhalla soundtrack just kicks. I love it. Why does this? I don't know why it does that. I wish to meet Miss Dorothy. I wish to know Dorothy. Everything I know about her, I know I would like her. I know very little about her. Can't just like her because she's an android. Yes, I can. Watch me. Watch me. I'll do it. Try a gut impulse here. Something more like that. It is too high. Yeah, it would have to be like that at best. Yeah, whoever they got to do the vocals for the music in this game, just chef's kiss. You did such a good job. It's so funny. Sean was showing me Cassette Beasts, and between it's so exciting to see a degree of video game music craftsmanship that has become a standard now. All in thinks, and I do mean this. I think absolutely they are responsible for this trend. Near Gestalt, followed by Near Automata, open the floodgates for a specific kind of video game music that can involve lyrics. And I thank to this day those games for adding lyrics to a lot of their music. It's been so good. It's been so good. Because he was showing me beasts, yeah, cassette beasts, and I was just like, damn, that's some good music. And they just straight up have stuff like this of just, you know, vocal tracks. Damn, it's coming together. Actually. Hey. Was like, did I move that? Not only that, did I something weird? Oh no, did I make a mistake? Might have made a mistake. Here we go. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I almost made a mistake. That could have been bad. Do it that way. There we go. Woo! I was like, wait a second, something ain't moving right. Oh, I figured it out. Oh, I figured it out. Thank God. That could have been really bad, actually. I'm getting really good at keeping those line weights consistent. Really nice. I hear him ecking. That's help. Yeah. He's icking. You're going to have a cat. You must eck with your cat. Always eck with your cat. What are you doing? He gave me a look like I was crazy. No. It distracted him. He's like, what are you doing? That's my line. Like, why are you copying me? that much, but I do want it to be up. Not that much, but I do want it to go up a little bit. So I want up. Up a little bit. There, like that. Just like that. Just like that. Ever so slow. Ever so slow. It's almost on screen. What I do is we do something like that. A little bit. There's something to be said about just being able to do like a shape in one motion that has helped me a ton too. Like I feel like for a long time I was really struggling with like getting a shape down. And I've gotten much more proficient at that. Sometimes just being able to get the shape that you want on the first pass is super satisfying and helps so much. The rest of everything else. It's not at all what I wanted it to do. I don't even know why I did that. Try something like that. Something like that. Line there. Crease there. Collarbone there. I need to study the collarbone a little bit. I think I have a bad habit of putting the collarbone, but not actually putting the collarbone. Like, I think I just slap it in there, but I don't think about how the collarbone actually, like, connects anywhere. I'm very bad about that. I think that's something that I have a bad habit of doing. Oh shit. This is not working. Oh, it's not in the right thing. I'm so glad I can play my music now a little bit more freely now that I've been able to have better control over what the VOD is, because I still want to be able to share my music and share it. Like that's the intent. Is like I want to be able to share these bands so people can listen to them too, but I don't want it to impact other things. So yeah, then we got to take you to the left a little. Out there. So close. What time is it? What time is it? I think it's 5. Oh, it's already almost 6. When did that happen? I'm gonna try to get as far as I can. That's the goal. I'm gonna try to get as far as I can. And ever since Sean exposed me to Clever Girl, I'm just like, and then I learned that it was Math Rock. I'm just like, yeah, I just like Math Rock. Math Rock's good. I still, I had to have it explained why it's called Math Rock, and I get it. I think the genre name is a bit silly. To me, it's not really descriptive. It's not, it's like, I get it, but okay. It's great. I love Math Rock. I just assumed that no drum and bass in the jazz house was just jazz, but whatever. Good though. It's good as fuck. Almost. Ugh. Get really weird angle on my neck there to be able to see where that was going. A little bit higher. Show motion in this part of the collar too. I feel like I have a bad habit of just like ignoring it almost. I don't necessarily want it to do. Don't necessarily want to ignore it. Think throw that way. This is be the hard part for me. Up there. Something a little bit thinner there. There. Eyebrow. A little bit thicker. Fill in the eyes a little bit more. Oh, neck. There we go. Just to cemented it. Just to cemented it. I think that's almost everything. There we go. Around here, I want her to blink. But for now, we're going to have her just walk on. But I do want to have her blink at some point in this. I need to make sure. Enough. You didn't. Not forget my frames. Do not forget my frames. Yeah, 2s are exactly what I needed. It's like magic, man. I don't know how to explain it. I don't understand it. Ah, there's only... If I could do... If I could do one more frame. This is the last frame. And I gotta call it. But it is very good progress. Ooh, excuse me. There. This is what I mean, man. You get in a vibe when it comes to drawing tweens, and it's actually kind of like relaxing. I find it relaxing. I think it helps that, like, there's a lot of very monotonous and tedious ways to do art that I feel like, for example, stippling has a great visual effect, and I think it looks great when I do it, but the actual act of doing it super wears on me. Like, super, 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 super wears on me. But when it comes to animation, there's just something very satisfying. And it helps that every time you draw a frame of animation, you're not really drawing the same thing. You're making a slight change here, slight change there, depending on what kind of animation you're doing. But you are making changes to the animation. You're not drawing the same thing over and over and over again. Me, that helps a little bit. It helps. At least from keeping from having it become stale, because I'm not drawing the same thing. And then flip side, I'm getting a lot more practice being able to draw a much more consistent design. I do it this way. I don't even know how I was selecting something there. I don't even know what I pushed. I don't even know what I hit. But unsurprising, probably. Animation takes a lot of time. A lot of practice from a kind of like patience standpoint, I feel like. Again, like so much of animation, for me anyways, is not about. So much of animation is like consistency for me. You're drawing the same thing a lot, but you're drawing it with an intent. There we go. There we go. I think that'll probably call it for me. How much time? What time? No, I should call it there. I should call it there. That said, yeah. She's almost it's almost finished. I only need to do 2 more frames, honestly. Like I really only need to do 2 more. Only need to do 2 more. And then she'll be walking on screen and I'll have to work on something else. But she is almost done. She is almost done. Here, this is gonna bug. This is gonna bug me too much. I need to draw a line here. Just need to draw a line. Very silly how as soon as you don't have a line, you notice it. Well, especially when it's that common. Especially when it's that common that it's missing. Yeah, that's at least something. I need to clean it up. It's a mess. The fucking line is a mess, but at least it's there now all the time. At least it's there all the time now. Pause it. But hey, she does the thing. She does the thing. She does the dang thing. She steps onto screen. That's what matters. I need to do, obviously, some cleaning up. I do think the hair gets a little bit weird in some spots, but that's because hair can be difficult sometimes. But I actually think everything else is good. I like the way that the color bounces. Like, that's, like, perfect. And then I just have to do 2 more frames there and have her hold. But she's looking good. She's at 2s. I'm not going to 1s. Honestly, she looks good at 2s. I don't think I need to draw 1s. God, I'm not going to draw 1s. Boy, that would be such a pain. That would be awful. It would be awful to have to draw this on 1s. I don't want to do that. But hey, we made good progress today. I'm going to go ahead and start closing the stream down. So I'm going to open up Bing Create. We're going to make an image, and then we're going to rate out. You guys can participate too in making the image. All you guys got to do is type in chat. Whatever chat says, I'll use as a reference, and then I'll share it before we rate out. So, walking on to screen unamused. And I think I know how I'll finish that. But I'll give you guys a minute to add to that if you want to. But I made good progress today. I made really good progress today. This came out great. I think I'll go run downstairs, make some... We'll make something. I'm gonna make probably like just a quick dinner. I had a bit of a busy day. I did not quite have as much time as I wanted for some things, but it's a lie. It's gonna bug me here. I'm gonna fix this, and then we're gonna finish that prompt because it's gonna bug me too. It's gonna bug me too much. Oops. I also need to do that. I'm going to move my guy. Yep, I forgot a line. Got a pretty important line. There we go. Perfect. God damn. That looks really, really good. That looks really, really, really good. Walking onto Scream, unamused that the browser tab is muted. Or unamused that the video is muted and not the browser tab. Judging the computer person. Nope. Walking onto screen, stage left, unamused, to find the video is muted instead of the browser tab. I'm very happy with this, though. I'm very excited to see where this goes. This is going, like I said, this is going to be a pretty lengthy project. I think the animation as a whole is probably going to be around 15 to 20 seconds long. Like, it's going to be a long animation. It's going to be a portion of it where they walk on screen, a portion of it where they do some actions, and then a portion where something happens, and then probably them walking off screen. We'll see. Will also depend on how much madness I have, how much sanity I have left by the end of it, so that will make a big difference. So, stick around to the very end. I also do a bit of a closing bit, and we do raid after every stream, so that way the vampires in our chat can keep watching. Does everybody else out there, make sure to go lock your doors and windows, because it's almost dinner time for daywalkers. And thank you for joining, everybody. Hope you had a good time and you enjoyed the show. If you're able to join the live show, thank you for stopping by and chatting and watching. If you're watching this in the future, thank you for taking the time to going back and rewatching the VOD. We appreciate it. If you're out there and you enjoyed this and you want to see more of what we're up to, I recommend scrolling down below and following or clicking any of the links. There's a link to an Instagram, a Facebook, a Twitter, and a Discord. We post when we go live on any one of those platforms, as well as anything else that we're up to. And just generally, you can come hang out with the rest of the community there. Good time on the Discord. Speaking of which, a shout out to our community there and everyone who follows. You guys are a wonderful audience and we appreciate you. If we do anything particularly entertaining or noteworthy, feel free to clip it and share it on the internet. Just make sure to also hashtag it with MCCanary or link it back to the stream so people can find more of the good stuff we do here. And as always, if you want to see the stream grow, you gotta let people know. I appreciate that people have been talking about the stream, and I encourage you guys to do it more. It does help us out, and generally, that's just a cool thing that you guys can do for the channel. I appreciate that you guys are willing to do that. Like, being able to talk to people and tell people about it. It's great. That's awesome that you can do that. So if you want to help the stream out, just be a cool guy. Tell people about the stream. Tell your friends about the stream. I won't. As always, a huge thank you to Mo Shrimp and all of our supporters on Patreon and Twitch. Your generosity allows us to continue to expand the stream as well as take on more projects. And the stream would not be made possible without viewers like you. So we thank you. If you want to see your name added to this list, as well as a couple of the benefits you could get, you could always subscribe directly on Twitch, or you can check out the Patreon page here. It'll show you everything that you can get, and any amount is always appreciated. Once again, thank you. And thank you to Mods to do wonderful job holding back the Robot Army and becoming famous. Thank you everybody for coming and hanging out. I hope you had a good time. I hope you enjoyed watching my person walk on the screen. Alright, I'll get you through housekeeping and get you on your way. Make sure to check out the rest of my friends in Goblin Entertainment. That link tree has links to everyone's channels and everything that they've done and everything that they've been up to. And you can find the rest of my stuff here. I have my own link tree that has everything that I post to. So you should go check everybody out in Goblin Entertainment. Alright. I haven't raided to them in a while, but we should go say hi to Faye. They're playing Poppy. Part of me is like, I wonder if I actually would like Poppy. I don't actually know if I would or wouldn't, but it's looked interesting to me. We haven't said hi to them in a while, so we'll go say hi to them. So stick around for that. Otherwise, have a good evening. Take it easy. And remember, animation is simple. As long as the thing is moving, you're doing it right. Huh. Dude, it's Yacht Line. Oh no. What, man? Boy, Bing is gonna suck, isn't it? Bing is gonna suck for a while. Isn't it? Hate that.